Hey guys, thanks for tuning in again. You guys know you're tuned in to the Unserious podcast, and I'm your girl, China D. Hey guys, hope everybody had a good week. Hope everybody chilled, relaxed, did what they had to do. And because it's Friday. It's Friday. But I'm so excited, guys. I'm just excited for this week to end, and we start a new week completely fresh. And just enjoy life, life be lifing sometimes, so you gotta enjoy the little hurrahs, and Friday is definitely one of those. But anyways, let's get into the pod. Well, the episode. I always say that. Guys, disregard me. But let's get into the episode, guys. As you guys know, first segment is what I can't take serious. So, this past week, I was on Instagram, and I always look at celebrities, and I'm like, damn, why do y'all have 20 people behind you? Like, why do y'all have 20,000 people in your entourage? Like, I feel like me personally, if I was a celebrity, I'd probably have like maybe 5, 7 people. My security, my makeup artist, my hair artist, my stylist, my mom, well, any family member is probably going to be like 2. That's already 7. That's about it. And security. I feel like you only need 1 to 2 securities. Why do celebrity have like 20 people? Like, I'm sorry, your people don't need to be that many. But I just found it funny because I work in TV, so I would see like people come in with their entourage, and it would be like 50,000 people, and then the talent producer would have to find rooms for everybody, and then they have to accommodate everybody. I'm just like, bro, you don't need this many people. At most, you need is 10. Why do you have double that, triple that? Like, is you cool? Not this many people fit in a sprinter. Chill out. But that's what I couldn't take serious, because I was just looking at them like, you don't need this many people. It is just like a nuisance. Me personally, I think. But it's my opinion, it's my show. So, anyways, as you guys know, we're about to get into the unserious news. Unserious news. Unserious news. Yes. So, I don't know if many of you guys remember, but on April 5th, TikTok possible, could get banned again. So when TikTok was originally going to get banned in January, Trump extended it, said he came up with a plan, but it's now going to be, it might be banned tomorrow. So we might have another TikTok ban. Everybody's probably going to freak out. Everybody's going to post like, oh, because there's a ban, we're going to do da. Don't believe it. Also, do not delete your TikTok. Because once you delete it, you can't get it back. Stop deleting it like you deleted your ex that quick. Like, relax. Y'all are just on a break. But I think, honestly, I don't think he's going to follow through with it. He said that he probably will extend it again, but who truly knows with that man? I don't think even he knows. Because he just be all over the place with everything. As a president, get it together. Get it the hell together. Or we all going. But, so, that's one of the topics for Unserious News. Another one is, so, y'all, across my TikTok, since we're talking about TikTok, there has been TikTok drama. So there was this couple. One's name is TK. His real name is John. The other one's name is Bree. Her real name is Brianna. They are both TikTokers. John, TK, is a barber, and Brianna is a influencer. And I put quotes around that. Influencer. So they were together. I think it was the beginning of like the end of 2023, beginning of 2024, they had a baby together, Winter, very cute baby. But as you know, things don't last as good as they were. So they eventually break up, and now they're both fighting for custody of this baby. So Brianna first had custody of the baby, and it was going well. Everything was going well until she started hanging out with the wrong crowd. And by the wrong crowd, there's this guy named Santos, who's also an influencer. Ash Trevino. I know people know Ash Trevino. I think everybody has seen that lady. And that lady don't take care of her kids. CPS definitely should be called. And she talking about she had a CPS case. They need to speed that case up and take away her kids. JK. Maybe. But back to what I was saying. She was hanging out with people that have kids that don't take care of their kids. So she started not wanting to take care of her kids. She started taking her kids to parties. She started taking her kids on yachts where people were doing things they should not be doing around children, if you catch my drift. So I guess TK saw that and was like, nah, you're BSing. So TK takes her to court. I think he won. That he wanted split time. So they got it, and then Bree was still doing what Bree was doing, and it was not good. So TK filed for another emergency court hearing where he got primary care of Winter. And so TK lives in Dallas, Texas, and Brianna lives in LA. So now that TK won primary caregiver, his primary residence is in Dallas. So Brianna has to fly to Dallas to get her kid. And the judge only granted her to see her kid once a week for a month. Aren't you the mama? You're doing bad things. Do better. But and like Brianna's going online doing stuff that she should not be doing. She should not be saying either, especially with a case open. But so I guess Brianna was doing all this. Kike filed for emergency. So he filed another emergency saying like Winter's been getting sick. He's getting ear infections from flying. Is there any possible way for Brianna to just come to Dallas and do her visit? So the judge granted that because that's a valid thing. Like the baby is probably like 8, 9 months. You don't want a baby flying back and forth. That's a lot of flying. So the judge granted it, but Brianna was not happy with that. So in the latest, she flies for her week. She was apparently in Miami, missed the day of her week. Like, girl, I understand that they're also 24. I understand that you're 24, but you decide to have a kid. Be a parent. Don't be a deadbeat mama. Don't. So she flies to Dallas, gets Winter, and in the I guess order is that she had to do it in Texas. So she had to do it in the whole state of Texas. It did not say directly where in Texas. But Brianna said, fuck that. I'm going back to LA with my kid. So she flew back to LA against the judge's orders. And TK was like, oh, that's what you're going to do? He went to go get his baby. As he should. Because why, Brianna, why would you fly to LA knowing it's against the law in your court order? Silence speaks volume because that bitch is dumb. Like, these people. So the cops come to Brianna wherever she's staying. I think she's staying at the old Hype House. So the cops go to there. She's like, oh, the cops ain't gonna take my kid, da 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 da. You don't even understand. She's there with a whole bunch of people that don't take care of their kids. Santos, Raleigh, some other people, her boyfriend. Her boyfriend's at 18 and she's 24, but anyways. So she's like, oh, the cops aren't gonna take him. It's my week, da 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 da. Bitch, are you dumb? Are you dumb? Yes, the cops are gonna take him. You literally went against the law. I just think people are dumb. But anyway, back to what I was saying. So TK was like, "Nah, this ain't happening." So his lawyer like contacts Brianna is like, "The cops are coming to get the kid. You kidnapped your kid basically." And she's like, "That's not a thing." Bitch, yes it is. Yes, that is a thing. Like, be some type of smart. But anyway, so she did that. And then they finally get the kid. TK takes the kid back home. And now they're waiting for a trial in April to see who gets full custody. If I'm being honest, Brianna, this shit is not gonna go in your favor. Like, I know you think it will, but it won't. Like, there's just some shit that you just don't do as a parent. And what you did, you literally put yourself in jeopardy of never getting your kid. Like, you have to have supervised visits. And on top of that, you're going on podcasts telling these people, oh, I don't really care. Oh, I didn't show up to court because I didn't really want to. Like, what are you talking about? Like, listen to this. Where is it? She literally said,
Recently, he filed for an emergency
this is a
order
TikTok.
saying that he wanted your possession and access to be exercised here in the state of Texas. Correct? Yeah. So he had filed it on the basis that he wanted my temporary visits that were court-ordered to be in LA to be moved to Dallas, and then why? Because our son's health, because he's been like sick a lot with like ear infections and stuff like that. And my ex thinks that it's because of the flying and stuff. I don't know. He just doesn't want him back and forth constantly every month.
Valid.
Were you there in at the hearing for this? Yesterday? Mm-hmm. No, this is all remote. It was remote, but did you attend remote? No, I did not attend remote. Why not? I actually slept in. You slept in? Yeah, I just kind of let it all play out because it's just been super stressful that I just like, he just makes me want to not even like have to deal with it. Let's talk about what.
Bro, what do you mean? Not deal with it. This is your kid. This is your kid. But he makes it stressful that you don't want to deal with it. This is your child. I'm sorry. As a mother, I would be like, yo, I'm fighting for my kid. I'm fighting for full custody. Like, that's my baby. Like, you miss court to sleep in. And then you wonder why the judge is always granting in his favor, TK's favor. Like, bitch, are you dumb? You're missing court to sleep in. You're missing court to go to Miami and be on a yacht. Like, you can't be this slow. I know you can't. And then, what really had me, like, confused is she is like, oh, I just don't understand. Like, listen to this again.
Always have like the ideal clients. I would say that if I had you as a client, I would consider firing you if I, continue to see the same behavior on social media. You always have like the ideal.
Yes. I would fire you because you're on social media, one, just telling everything. Like, TK has not come back and said anything. Like, I will say TK, John, he's being very respectful. He knows you're the mother of his child. Like, at the end of the day, you guys are on social media. This is your job. This is how you make income, whatever. Your child, when they get social media, can go back and see this. Anything that happens on social media happens forever. So you posting all this shit about your baby father, how you don't like him, how he's a bum, da 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 da, like, you're making it worse for yourself. Also, like, they can use this in court. Anything you put online, they can use in court. I just don't understand why she's not understanding that. As a 24-year-old, you have to have some type of common sense. But anyways, like, more likely she's gonna lose custody. And TK is gonna get what he wanted. And you're not. And you're just gonna look stupid. And you're just gonna be like, I don't understand why TK got custody. I don't understand. You played yourself. And that was dumb. But anyways, we're gonna move on. So the next topic in unserious news is Nelly. Nelly went on an interview and said he rushed into marriage with Ashanti because he didn't want her to be another baby mom. Nelly, you dated that lady like how long ago? I don't think you rushed. I think also you just need to be quiet. So here's what he said. This is from the Hollywood Unlock.
Uniting. Was it at the Verses?
This is the thing. When I went to Versus, I had somebody with me.
Right.
When I went to
But I'm saying, but you guys shared the stage, and the internet was like, "Oh shit, they're in the same place at the same time." Like,
I didn't want it tense.
Right.
When I walked in, her mother had saw me, and I knew that mom was going to go back and let her know that I was in the building.
Right.
We was here to celebrate with these brothers.
Of course.
Two of my cats,
Yep.
Joe and Ja, and to celebrate their music. So I didn't want it tense, and we didn't even talk. I just went over. We got a hug, break the ice, and boom. And we didn't talk for probably another almost 8 to 9 months to a year. We didn't have a conversation. That was that. But everything happens for a reason.
I think that's awesome. I think it's so dope. And by the way, kudos to you guys figuring out how to hide a wedding. How hard was that for that not to get out until after it happened?
Well, once I found
You and your
out that once we found out that she was pregnant, it was just like, I didn't want this to be, I don't want to say like
a child out of wedlock.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
you guys were probably already planning,
we hadn't talked about it
right.
yet.
Okay.
We hadn't talked about any of that yet. I hadn't, but I was like, yo, you know what? Let's just knock this out because we're going to be doing so much and everything's moving so fast. And I didn't want to, I didn't want her to be, a baby mama. Out that
Nelly, be for real. You didn't want her to be another baby mama. No, you knew she wasn't your wife. She would move on. But also, like, why go on there and say that? Why can't you just be like, oh, we were in love, we were moving fast, like, I just wanted to marry that lady. Like, you don't have to say that. Like, come on. Come on. Like, sir, you know you have other kids, right? Like, so that's what you see as, like, did you marry, so did you marry, like, your other baby moms? No, you didn't. I'm just confused on why you had to clarify that. Like, you can't be serious. Like, that's kind of embarrassing. That you were like, oh, we were moving so fast, so I didn't want to make her another baby mom's because she was already pregnant, so we got married. You seem like you only married her because she got pregnant. Like, why couldn't you just leave that alone? We already, like, if I'm being honest, the black community really don't like you anyways because you went to go do what you did with Trump. So, why couldn't you just leave that one alone? Like, me personally, I just liked it better to see, like, oh, they're moving so fast because they're in love. Like, they got married, they got a baby. It's great. You don't have to come out and say that. You should have just left that alone. Like, yeah. I really don't understand it because you really didn't have to come out and say that. Like, you only married her because she was having a baby. So did you marry her because you liked her? You loved her? That's also my question. But anyways, we're gonna move on because I really don't like talking about Nelly after what he did with Trump, and then he came out about black people like not supporting him. Like, no, I don't like talking about you, but I had to talk about that because I'm like, Ashanti got played one time before with you. You're coming out and you just keep playing her. Like, ugh. Dude, get it together. Alright, last situation in the unserious news. Kanye West. I don't take anything he says serious, and neither should y'all. Not one thing that man says can be serious. Like, honestly, I sometimes think he don't even like his own kids because he had him with Kim. I don't. Like, he came out about Beyonce's kids, calling them the R word. What do their kids have to do anything with you? Nothing. And when Solange finds you, she gonna beat that ass. So don't be surprised. She gonna beat your ass. She gonna beat your wife's ass. She gonna beat everybody's ass. But some of the stuff he just says, I'm just like, you need like you really do need to find Jesus. You need to stop thinking you are Jesus, and you need to find him, because it's kind of it's kind of satanic how crazy you are. And it's just like, it just gets worse every week. And as I'm sorry, Bianca, as a wife, you probably should seek help too. You should probably seek some counseling. Maybe for sure. Um, but I just think some of the stuff he just I can't take him serious no more as an artist, as a father, as a human being. I just can't, because he does stuff that makes people look at him crazy, and he likes it. That's my thing. Like, you like for people to think you're crazy. Do you need help? But I just wanted to come out and say that, because why are you talking? Because let's be honest, Beyonce and Jay-Z's hands may not be clean, but your hands dirty as hell. Leave them children alone. If they don't talk about your kids, you shouldn't talk about theirs. I very much dislike when people talk about other people's kids, because God forbid they talk about yours. Then you wanna have a fit. Get the hell out of here. Stop talking about people's kids if it ain't have nothing to do with you. Because when they come out and fight you, you want to be scary. You probably gonna sue. But anyways, those are the things that I want to talk about in the unserious news. So we'll be back and we'll get into a sticky situation. Hey guys, welcome back. Alright, let's get into sticky situations. So this week I found a video. I found a video. It's by the creator Nosy. Absolutely love her page. She's probably Nosy Bystander, one of my favorite pages on this app, on this TikTok app. She's so messy. It's so funny. But she be standing on business. So, the video I found. So, there's this chef. His name is Mr. Make It Happen. He has a couple of restaurants, and I think a couple of places. I want to say there's one in like Atlanta. There's one. Yeah, let me pull it up, y'all. But he has a couple of restaurants. It looks like he makes soul food. It looks really good. I can't even lie. But there's something a little off about him. And it's when he's talking to these females on Instagram, TikTok. He tends to do a little more than just talk, if you get what I'm talking about. But no, he has one in DC. It's called Franchise DC. It looks really good. I can't even lie. Like, look at this. This looks so good. What is that? Oh, bread pudding. Like, he looks like he knows how to cook. But he's a little mischievous. So, I'm going to play the audio. You guys let me know. And then we'll get into it.
Using your new restaurant to get the draws has to be on the top of the list of the craziest things men have done to get laid. It ain't safe, not even for the chefs. I was over on Twitter minding y'all business, and I saw this post by somebody by the name of Ace. And she said, y'all favorite chef went out sad in my DMs yesterday and then got mad when I blocked him on everything. Like, I'm tired and I'm unimpressed. Now, to make a long story short, she blocked him because she found out he was married, but that was after he was flirting with her. She posted a DM, so let's read his DM. Oh, he sent her this fire emoji, and I'm assuming she posted something in her story that he liked. And then she replied back and said, your food is amazing. Now, he replied back and said, I just opened a restaurant in DC. You should come check it out, which sounds like him promoting his restaurant. Very innocent. And then he replied back to her first statement and said, thank you. He replied back and said, I seriously need to. I was checking out your website. It looks fantastic. What's your favorite item on the menu? And he goes on to say, thank you. I did a whole menu, so it's tough to have a favorite. The oxtail meatballs, fried snapper, oysters, gumbo, the garlic noodles are some of my favorites, though.
I'm not gonna lie, all that food sounds mad good. Oxtail meatballs? I digress. But let me get back into the story. Let me get back into the story.
Let me know when you want to come. I'd love to meet you sometime. That's when he getting a little greasy. And she replied back and said, that's incredible. I honestly love that you curated the menu. That makes it more special. I'm such a foodie, or at least that's what I tell myself, LOL. Now she replied back and said, I just love to try new restaurants, and I used to work in a few during college. So that's where my interest comes from. I think so. I think also, my bad. I think you paused to read the last statement, but she basically says she's going to invite her friend. And then she asked him, what's a good day to come? He said, our busiest days are on the weekends, obviously. So if you want to avoid the crowd, I'd say come on the weeknight. He said, I'm leaving today and I won't be back until Tuesday or Wednesday, but you're welcome to go without me there. He sent the crying emojis and she said, well, I want to meet the man behind the magic, which is cute, right? And then she says, so I'll have to postpone until next week. He said, perfect. I want to meet you too, with the eyeball emoji. Now, I guess she had did some sleuthing because she found out he was married and then she blocked him on everything, but not before she posted it on IG and other women came forward. Now, somebody by the name of Queenie's World said, he recently asked to fly me out. And when I questioned him about being married, he blocked me. I hope his wife finds out. We need to start exposing these losers. Yes, you do. Queenie recently posted her DMs and he said, where are you from? She said, hey, I'm from Canada. He said, let me bring you to America, LOL. She said, I've been to America. He said, not to see me though. He said, and who are you? He said, well, damn. He said, that's not very nice. She said, ain't you? Oh, I'm confused. You no longer can see direct messages to the, because he blocked her. And she showed where it says that she was blocked. Y'all, I wish that was it. I do, but it's not. There's more women. Now he liked one of her posts. It's a cute post. And then she sent him the googly eyes. And then she said, what's crazy is like, now I've definitely seen your videos on TikTok and saved a bunch. She goes on to say, didn't realize you followed me on Twitter. Now I'm honored, like the crying emoji. And he replied back and said, I'm glad you seen my stuff. And then he said, of course I followed you on Twitter. You're fine AF. I guess she finds out he's married because she has him blocked. Like I said, he's about 3 oxtail recipes away from getting divorced.
Mr. Make It Happen, you about to get a divorce. You about to be Mr. Divorce. I thought that shit was so funny. First of all, I kind of want to try his food. Because that food was looking slapping. I can't even lie. That shit looks good. But anyways, back to what the story was. Sir, how you gonna use your business to get in the panties? And you're married. Like, come on. I'm telling y'all, there's like very little faithful men in this world. Very little. Cause what? You're married, you know you have a presence, right? A presence on social media, presence in the state that you live, in the area you live. Why would you do that? And then when people ask you about it, you gonna block them. Like, sir, you know you did that to yourself. Ain't nobody do that to you. Like, you chose to go and be messy on some other girl's page. You chose to go and flirt with these other girls. But now, after they ask, you want to be like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Boy, please. Like, do better. Like, you're literally doing worse than somebody. Like, you're married. And you're using your business. That's the place that's really getting me. You're using your business to get women. Like, why? You have a good woman, probably a really good woman at home. Do better. Like, this is a sticky situation because it makes your business look unprofessional, one. Makes you look unprofessional. Makes your business look unprofessional. And it just looks nasty. Just nasty. Like, I'm pretty sure you're in your 30s. Why is you playing 20-year-old games? If you are in your 30s, stop playing 20-year-old games. Go be a 30-year-old. Go be a 40-year-old and a 30-year-old and go find a life. And if you got a life, go live it. Stop playing with these girls. And then y'all wonder why these females don't want to be with y'all. Because of people like this. Like, you have a whole life. You're married. You probably got kids. You got a business going for yourself. But yet you want to play in DMs. Make it make sense. Like, you about to blow up your business because you want some punani? Boy, bye. This situation was just too sticky, icky. No. No, 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 no. But, so that's basically the situation. My opinion on it is he's nasty. His food look good, but he nasty. He nasty, nasty. But we're gonna come back and we're gonna do serious to unserious. Thanks, guys. Hello and welcome back to the last segment of the Unserious podcast. Welcome back. So we're gonna do serious to unserious. What am I taking serious? What am I not taking serious? So what I'm taking serious is I'm finally getting back into who I am. You know, I've been in a little funk. But I'm finally getting into back who I am. I'm finally getting back into writing. So I love writing. I love typing. I love making up stories, writing them on paper, seeing them come to life. And I'm so excited to get back into that. I started writing a book. I finished writing my movie script that I wanted to write. I don't know if I still have to reread it and everything, but it's something that I do take very seriously because as a child, like, I wasn't the biggest fan of reading, wasn't the biggest fan of writing. I hated doing that. But now that, like, I'm older and I'm starting to understand it, I enjoy it. It's a way for me to express my creativity, my freedom. People understand my story, who I am, understand why I like these books, understand why I don't like these books. So I'm so excited to get back into that. Ugh, I miss my writing. But something that I don't take serious. Can my BBL girlies come to the front? Look, I have no problem with getting augmentations, BBLs, boob jobs, all that. I want one. I want a boob job eventually. But I just have a problem with the BBLs looking unreal. That's my problem. If your BBL is sitting on your legs, they shouldn't be. It should be blended into your legs. That's my problem. Why is our BBLs sitting like popsicle sticks? Why are they looking like lollipops? Like, your legs should not be a stick and your butt look like a basketball. It's just not matching. If you get a BBL, I need it to match from the top down. Like, the idea of a BBL is to basically give the illusion that it's yours. And y'all ain't giving no illusion. It's giving straight up. And that's my problem. Like, why? Why is it giving that? It just needs to stop. Because it's just making you look real, like, bad. It's just making you look like your body is not bodying. And, like, I have no problem. Like, I love the BBL girlies. It's just when it doesn't look like yours, it's a problem. Like, it should look like yours. Like, you should have some meat on your thighs to match your butt if you're going to do that. It shouldn't be like, obviously, if you don't, you're missing leg day. Like, an example of who's doing it right, Persuasion. She looked bad. I'm not gonna lie. She looked like a popsicle. She looked like a basically lollipop. Because her legs were so skinny, but her BBL was so basketball-like. But now that she's working out, she's making it match. The BBL is getting better. The legs are matching the butt. And it's looking natural. But that's what we have to do. Like, you can get the surgery all you want, but it's the care after, the exercise after you have to do. It can't just be, oh, I got it. I got my implants. Now I look fine. No, you have to make it match. And that's just what it comes down to. But if you don't match, don't get it. If it do match, get it. But anyways, thanks, guys, for tuning in to the Unserious podcast. I'm your host, China D. Bye.